Welcome to the Bad Movie Night podcast, covering the worst movies you've never seen. We hope you enjoy listening to Bad Movie Night podcast.
Hey everybody, welcome back to another exciting episode of the Bad Movie Night podcast. My name's Chris, and we are wrapping up Patreon-tober. Patreon-tember, just like I said. With the 1983 action movie, Lone Wolf McQuade.
The final showdown belongs to McQuade. Lone Wolf McQuade.
Yes!
So much good punching sounds.
Oh man,
This movie, man.
I ruined a pair of jeans this weekend, and now I only have like this one
Because you
pair.
watched this movie.
Because you watched this
Terrible.
movie.
Karate?
Excited.
You're trying to do too many roundhouse kicks.
Yeah.
Was it the butt pee, Chris?
He was just roundhousing everything, weren't you? He was in the yard roundhousing the rake, the tree, the barn.
I was using my hose like David Carradine showed me in that one thing.
Just don't use it in the closet.
A man died, Spiff.
Too soon.
A man died, okay? He was like 50 or almost 50 in this movie, but I'll save it because we'll get into it. Lone Wolf McQuade. This is the end of Patreon-tember, like I said at the opening. It's been an interesting month so far, guys.
It has.
Frankly, I am disappointed.
Why are you
I am
disappointed?
disappointed.
These are the greatest movies
Paul
we've
is
seen
the
this
only
year.
exactly. Paul is the only one who picked something that was ridiculous. Everybody else was like, guys,
This
I
is
need
pretty
you to talk
ridiculous.
about this, and it was fucking good. Spoiler alert. It's just when we are like talking about a good movie, it's like fucking hard to talk about for like 40 minutes.
There's
or
lots
whatever.
of stuff
Wow,
to talk about.
I don't
know.
in this
I don't know
movie,
if this is a
though.
good
There's
movie.
a lot. Yeah.
But you know what I'm saying? Like good, like there's only so much. You're like, you guys like that part where he did that? Yeah, that was cool.
Yeah, it was
I think there's a
awesome.
lot to talk about in this movie.
I don't know. I mean, I got
I mean,
mad during
yeah.
this movie, and I'll get into it. We'll get
All right.
into it.
Fair enough.
I have a whole list of grievances, which I don't know.
You just don't like Texas.
Is this Festivus?
I was gonna say.
I'll just say I made a short film yesterday with AJ, and it was a goddamn shit show, and it put me in a horrible mood when I started watching this movie.
Aw.
I'll save it. Serenity now. Okay, Patreon-tember. Wrapping it up. This is Irene's pick. She said, I picked it because Lindsay likes it, and she's the only one I like on the show. Or something. I think it was along those lines. But if you're not a patron yet, I would consider joining because we're going to continue the Patreon wheel once a month. So I think it'd probably be like the last week of the month. We'll pull from the Patreon wheel, and you get to put a movie on there. So
Do we
consider
have a
it.
catchy name for it? Like
Yeah.
the time of the month or something weird like that? Actually, that's not very catchy.
For fuck's sake, everything is a perverted, like, or not.
That's
it's
not
perverted.
perverted,
No,
that's
but it's
nature,
still,
man.
it feels like it's like not
Nature.
It's
the
a
nature.
natural
All
process,
right.
Chris.
I'm not saying it's not. I agree.
When-
And I'm not.
And the bad movie night wheel needs to shed its lining.
Oh God!
Goodness.
You were the creepiest person on the show.
That's worse than butt pee.
That's way worse than that.
This is
I
why I
just
don't
love
even
how
worry
he
about
said
the
it,
show
like
anymore.
in the you know, like the projector film school PSA
Yes.
narrator voice.
Yes, he would be good
It
at
was
that.
very mature, Smith.
Well, thank you. That's why I'm here.
All right.
All right.
Well, all that being said, patreon.com/badmovienightshow. AJ, what
Yes.
is Lone Wolf McQuade about?
J.J. McQuade is a Texas Ranger who plays by a set of his own rules.
I only have my own
Lone
rules.
Wolf McQuade.
Soon, a beautiful woman comes between him and a local drug lord.
And beer. She's between me and my beer.
McQuade becomes obsessed with trying to catch him.
And beer.
I'll catch her.
But to
catch
do
my
so,
beer.
McQuade must break every law in the book. In the 1983 propaganda epic, Lone Wolf McQuade.
Radar for how tight Chuck Norris's pants are.
Pretty tight.
Oh yeah.
Pretty tight.
We get those action shots with them too.
Pretty tight premise hole you had there too, AJ. You know what I'm saying?
Thank you. Thank you.
I was about to say something creepy. Come on. Get it. I can't tell if he froze or
He
what.
froze.
I think he did freeze. He did freeze.
Yeah, what happened there?
That was a
I was like,
perfect
that's
facial
some
expression.
It's hard to tell if you know him well. That was pretty much a natural face for him. So
Is he stuck again?
I can't
stuck
tell.
again.
No, this time I think it's legit. I think it's
Did you
legit.
fucker move? Spiff.
You're
He was stuck. He was stuck again.
Back again. Okay.
This is the best game ever.
oh my god.
All right, we've done it. All right, let's move on. Do a history hole for 1983. Get a little context for the movie and the
gosh.
year it was released. Here we go.
For Aaron's history hole.
Aaron, it's not funny when you do it because we know you're faking.
All right, Lone Wolf McQuade. Starring one Chuck Norris and David Carradine. This movie had a budget of approximately $5 million, and in its opening weekend made back $4.2 million.
$100,000 per punch.
Gonna insure
And it
this
had a
for this
gross
theory.
of $12.2 million, so this made them some money.
Wow.
Yeah.
This is a good
Nice.
investment. It was released on
Deserved it.
April 15th, 1983 in the States.
Nice.
It had a cool alternate title in the Philippines. It was A Man Without Fear. Which actually gives me
Makes
gives me
sense.
an idea for an alternate title.
No, a man without beer.
All right, this film was filmed in El Paso, Texas. Damn it, Spiv. We've covered 1983 a few times before with films like Skullduggery. You're
He's the man.
You're the hunter from the future,
Oh,
yeah,
that was
that one.
quality.
and I run master.
Oh, the one with Ian.
Yeah,
Yes.
with Ian forging metal swords.
Correct.
Right.
Yes. So some other movies from that month in April 1983. Actually, you know what? We should look at the cover art for this film too, because there's a couple different covers.
Pretty awesome.
This one is
That one's
pretty
pretty
freaking
sweet,
badass.
frankly.
And then we have this one.
I've seen that one at the
He's
truck
a,
stop.
a
sen-
glamour
he's a
shot.
sensitive wolf.
That's like truck stop
looks fake as
drawing
fuck.
right there.
Yeah, it
It's like
does.
clickbait for truckers is what that is.
Look, he has
we have-
mascara on.
Oh, I don't have the other one. Shoot. There's another one too, but I still think this one is just
That
killer.
is the best.
I mean,
It's
that other
pretty
one
killer.
is just every Chuck Norris movie you can interchange.
And there was some pretty cool art that I found too in IMDb. Like this cool
Ooh,
picture.
Oh, that's cool. That's
cool.
like Mad
Like,
Max.
I want a
esque.
poster of that.
Well, they even got the
Oh, they
mud
got the mud
make out.
wrestling,
That's
yeah.
nice.
Oh, mud makeout.
The sex scene that wasn't a sex scene.
Right.
Oh,
But it was
not every
very dirty.
Sex scene needs nudity. Okay.
Yes.
Sometimes love is enough. For me, at least.
Especially for Chuck.
Well, you got the tight pants.
Well,
Chuck
I can
Norris
only
has
watch
a
so-
no
Your mind
nudity
can
clause.
do the work.
I can only watch so long of a Lifetime movie before I'm just worn out.
All right, so some movies from that month. We have Screwballs, which is basically a Canadian version of Porky's.
Yeah, I can tell from the cover.
More maple
I wonder
syrup,
what that's like.
more free healthcare, but
The nuts
otherwise,
who
pretty
won't
much.
And everyone says
Score.
sorry.
Yeah, sorry.
Sorry.
What's that about? All
Sorry,
right,
I was being a peeper.
I think I saw your tits, eh?
oh god,
There it is.
This on a roll tonight.
On the roll.
It's
He's
the
on something.
he's such a hoser. He's like David Carradine.
Oh, we should have just done that. Ooh, that'd be good.
He's like David Carradine. Nothing you ever want to hear.
Oh god.
Oh, I just got it too.
Oh man,
This one looks like Street Fighter.
this is
Isn't this a
Liquid
musical?
Sky.
Oh,
No,
God.
this is some sort of sci-fi film. It looks kind of cool. And then we also have from that month it sounds like a pretty cool month actually. We have this, which I think we saw before,
Aliens.
Yeah, I know what movie that
Return
is.
of
Deadly
the
Spawn.
Aliens.
called The Deadly Spawn. Yes, it's like
There's none of that in the
Penis
movie. This
aliens.
looks cool.
Rummers.
Oh yeah, there's our penis aliens. I'm down. You
Yeah.
had me at penis. You had me at aliens.
get up
together.
down with the
Together.
penis,
Together,
get up
it's a
down with the
win-win.
penis. All right, so we're on cover. Back to this. All right,
the
moving
cover
along.
of Screwballs is him just like molesting this woman, or like
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
pretty terrible.
sexually-
That's the plot.
Oh, that's Porky's too.
That's true.
Pretty much.
Actually,
so
I've never seen Porky's 2, but I assume it's probably like that as well. There is a
extra
Porky's 2.
Porky.
There's a Porky's 4. I think they did 4.
Did they
of
skip
them.
3?
Oh man,
Skip
you're
3.
you're a real fan.
did
I'm
3
not that big a fan. 3's okay, but 4 is where is really where they hit their stride.
Oh man. So some movies from that year that made a shit ton of money. We have Return of the Jedi, Terms of Endearment,
What are those terms,
Fuckface.
by the way? Jesus, that
Hit
was-
bag.
that's- Oh my god, is that what your terms of endearment are? Poor
I think they're
Dawn.
Hoover titles at first.
Poor Dawn. Jesus. Oh, Jamie's
Son of a
giving us
bitch.
some terms of endearment in the comments.
There you go. What's up?
There it is.
War Games, Trading Places, Octopussy, Sudden Impact, Staying Alive, Mr. Mom, and Risky Business.
Nice.
That's the one with the famous underwater fight sequence.
No, Octopussy, James Bond.
Yeah, where they
Yeah,
fight
Wonder-
underwater.
Wonder
The
Penny.
famous
No,
underwater
that's,
fight sequence. Oh, that's Thunderball. I'm
Oh,
sorry.
That's
Thunderball. Yeah,
Yeah,
with
yeah,
the,
Thunderball.
yeah.
the spear guns.
Never saw it. Don't care about James Bond.
God damn it, Chris. We're going to
Gotta
change
see
it.
the
Like
Sean
this
Connery
movie.
ones. Oh.
All right. Okay, so trying to keep this moving along. We have our director, who is Steve Carver, who died actually in January of this year. But he only had 16 director credits. He directed a film called Bulletproof, which we totally need to check out.
Wayans
Huh?
and Adam Sandler.
Not that.
No. Oh, I
That
don't
was
have
the
that a movie,
remake,
though?
Chris. That was the remake.
I don't have the pictures loaded. Shoot.
Okay, just
well,
pretend you're the cover of the movie. Bulletproof.
There it is.
Make the face.
I'd watch it.
It's basically just Gary Busey with a target over his eyeball.
Okay.
It sounds kind of cool.
Yeah,
It's
It's a
got
pretty
Gary
good
Busey.
Gary Busey, yeah.
You had me
Yeah.
at eyeball.
You were there with ball. You just hear balls and you're like, oh, I'm there. All right, we have An Eye for an Eye, which is a Chuck Norris film, which looks badass, and the cover is badass as well.
Put it on the list.
Yes, we have The Wolves, which looks fun, and Big Bad Mama.
Yeah.
Have you
that's a
heard of
good
that?
Movie. Fuck yes. That's a great movie.
It looks pretty
All
cool.
right.
We should probably check that out.
It's got what's his face? Fuck. Never mind.
Eddie Murphy.
Oh. Okay, maybe I'm thinking.
Is it
Eddie
Fred
Murphy?
Williamson?
Yeah, Fred Williamson. That's who I'm
Yeah.
thinking of.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Maybe I'm
Boom.
wrong though.
It looks cool. It sounds pretty interesting. It's got
Oh,
William
you had
Shatner
covers the whole time?
and Tom Skerritt.
Oh,
There's a
yeah.
Bond
Oh.
going on there.
That's not what I'm
Angie
thinking of.
Dickinson,
Angie
William
Dickinson.
Shatner. Mm-hmm.
There might be
Looks
boobs
good.
in this movie.
None of that's in the movie, but it looks
There
good.
are.
That's none of this in the movie.
William Shatner?
We have The Wolves,
Wow.
Nature is a way.
which looks pretty cool.
Bad Photoshop. Gonna be some bad CG bliss for sure.
We got to go to Don's laser
Laserdisc.
disc. Watch that shit. Though.
Yes.
That's sweet.
La Dongs? The Dons. Oh.
Da-dums.
You just read what you want to see.
An Eye for an Eye. That looks badass too.
That
Yeah,
is
it does.
badass.
Oh, that looks pretty cool.
That looks cool.
Yeah. We pretty
Had
much
me
just need to
until
check.
Chuck Norris in that. I don't know.
We have to check
That
all
looks
these
a little
out. And then, of
dark
course, you
for
have
Chuck
Debussy.
Chuck Norris is like a found again Christian. What is it? Born again? Or
Found again.
Found again.
I'm a lost and found Christian.
I lost my Christian. Now I found it.
I found Jesus in a
He's
cereal
like
box.
Kanye. Just found
All
it
right,
one day.
Bulletproof.
This
Yes,
is
looks
right
pretty cool
there.
too.
It was in his heart all along, AJ.
Mm-hmm.
That's where he
fair.
found it.
What's that? Boom. All right, so, okay, keep moving along. Writers for this were B.J. Nelson, who wrote the screenplay, who has 6 writing credits. He wrote Scanners 2, Scanners 3, and Shadow Chaser, which has been on our list.
We
for
watched
about a
Project
decade.
Shadow Chaser, didn't we?
Did you?
Didn't we
No.
watch that?
Yeah, I think we did.
No, we didn't.
I don't know.
No, we didn't. We
All
have
this
it.
blend
but,
together.
Yeah.
It's got Brian
We
James
also
in it.
have H.K. Dial, who wrote
Aaron's
the
having a
story.
stroke again.
It's 4 credits, but mostly for Project Eliminator, which sounds pretty cool. Our cinematographer was Roger Shearman with 7 credits for cinematography. Didn't recognize any of his other works. And he has also 42 credits as a camera operator. I didn't really have any issues with any of his work in this film. But our music was by Francesco De Masi.
The music's
Italian.
Who has 137 composer credits, all for mostly for Italian films that I have no idea what they're about. But I would watch them just for the music based on this. That's it. It's time for the other hole.
Oh my goodness.
All right, Aaron, thank you for that history hole. That was a great history hole, Aaron. Thank you.
Share my screen.
All right. And now we journey onwards into the rabbit hole. Brace yourselves.
It's time for the rabbit hole. Grab your rope and your galoshes and prepare to dive deep into your host's wealth of knowledge with more connections than a LinkedIn recruiter or a Wikipedia editor on a 5-day met bender. Here's your host, Lindsay Washburn.
See it?
Bam!
Awesome.
Oh, man.
Here is
that's
our
so cool.
movie for tonight. We got
Nice beard.
Lone Wolf McQuade. Now, there was a lot of avenues I could have gone off on this movie, so I tried several, but I think this one was the most interesting, maybe? I don't know, we'll find out.
We'll be the judge of that.
You guys will be the judge of that. Okay.
We'll judge harshly.
Lone Wolf McQuade. And one of the people that stars in it is this guy,
Yes.
L.Q.
Yeah.
Jones as Dakota. And this guy
awesome.
has had such a prolific career, not just as an actor, but as a producer, a director. He's written things. And
I like his hair. I'd make a pillow out of that.
right?
He looked like
Like, that
Colonel
would be a
Sanders.
comfortable pillow. You stuff a...
He was in Casino. He played the chairman. You know, he had the cowboy
yeah.
boots and makes him go through his little
Remember that.
licensing
Never
hearing
made it the whole way
thing.
through that movie.
Oh, it's so good. Such a good movie.
I thought he played Sharon Stone, but okay.
Yeah.
The hair.
He won the
Hair
Oscar
stand-in.
for it.
That's the hair.
He was in the Wild Bunch, Sam Peckinpah's
classic.
Wild Bunch. And he also was the director, screenwriter, and producer of A
Oh,
Boy
really?
and His Dog.
No way.
Wow.
Yeah, that really shocked me.
Wow.
That
An
really,
R-rated,
really shocked me.
rather kinky tale of survival.
Oh,
an
it's an
interesting movie.
very, very interesting movie. Very, very interesting movie. Has Don Johnson in it as the boy, and the dog talks to him throughout it. I think he's the only one that can hear the dog.
That's the one with, like, all women, right?
No, he's like, it's like a dystopian wasteland, but then there's like this underground society that's like
They wanna
normal
impregnate
life, and there's like earth, and there's trees and buildings. It's very weird, very weird. But this
not what I'm thinking
movie
of. Okay.
served as inspiration for a little film called Mad Max.
What's this about?
A guy and his dog going on revenge. But that movie starred Mel Gibson, of course, went on to star in a few sequels, things like that. And Mel Gibson also starred in a movie, I think it was the year 2000, called The Patriot.
Yep.
Do you remember this movie?
Yeah.
Famous.
It was like American Braveheart,
Yeah.
pretty much.
It had
Well,
Heath Ledger in it as his son.
Yes, that's right. That's right.
Yeah, I remember
I remember
cannonballs
the-
like blowing people's legs off and shit.
Yeah, that
Remember
was
the British
probably
were
the coolest
angry
part.
about how they were being portrayed in this.
They were portrayed very, very stupidly, very, and pretty brutal as well. Very,
Yeah,
very
there was a
brutal. Like they
brutalness.
burned a bunch of people in a church and some shit. It was pretty brutal. Yeah. But 2 years before this film, there was another movie called The Patriot, starring Steve Seagal.
Oh, the real Patriot.
And to tie this whole thing up in a nice little bow, guess who was the co-star of this film?
Chuck Norris.
No way.
That's close.
The 6 degrees of this guy.
Yeah.
That's funny.
So that's the rabbit hole.
That's so cool.
That was a good one.
The Patriot.
Steven
Man,
Seagal.
wow.
God damn.
I get so many Steven Seagal videos on YouTube now. It's absurd.
Yep.
There's always one new one popping up. I just watched one. Ed Norton was talking about Steven Seagal.
Oh
It's
God,
like,
there's so many
everywhere.
stories about him.
Oh, God.
Are any of
just
them
crazy.
positive?
No.
No, well, I mean positive to hear because they make him look like a jackass.
Yeah.
So.
He's just so crazy.
But I was very surprised that guy wrote and directed Boy and His Dog. That really took me.
I
by
need to watch
surprise.
that. I feel like I have watched it. Like I knew what that movie was, but it's not what I was thinking.
I've
in my
heard of
head,
it, but
so
I've
I
never
need to watch
seen it.
again.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. That was a brisk rabbit hole.
Yes, it was very quick and short. So
Okay.
short and sweet.
All right. Then we will move on and talk about Lone Wolf McQuade. Here we go. Hey everyone, this is Chris, and just reminding you in the still of tonight to go to patreon.com/badmovienightshow and sign up. For $2 a month, you get access to the exclusive bonus podcast pre-show, as well as other bonuses. That's patreon.com/badmovienightshow. Okay. Lone Wolf McQuade. AJ, what did you think?
McQuade, what did I think? Where do you start? I mean, this thing was ridiculously amazing. When I first started, I was really worried. I didn't want to watch it. I was like Chuck Norris, but man, as it went on, I was just pulled in. I was addicted. I was along for the ride.
Addicted to the Norris.
I was addicted, and then we have Carradine, who actually shows up to act. Who we could say is probably the best actor in the movie. Surprisingly, I was like, damn, Carradine used to be so fucking good at acting. It was a fun ride. I mean, it had everything. Had everything you wanted. Here, I'm going to read a note. I wrote a note down.
Oh, God, wow.
I can only practice firing my weapon when shirtless. My chest hair is the most masculine thing that I have.
Is this a poem about Chuck Norris?
It is. I started to get inspired here. Yeah, I liked it. I was here for it. It just got better and better as it went on.
All right. Lindsay.
Of course, there's a reason this is my favorite B movie. It's got everything. It's got two giants in this kind of movie. It's got David Carradine. It's got Chuck Norris. It's got so much great stuff in it to talk about. It's fun. It's got crazy stuff in it. It's very entertaining. Yes, love it.
Spiv.
You know I like this movie, Chris. Yeah, no, I'm not a big Chuck Norris fan, but this one, yeah, he went to another level.
What level was that?
It was
What level was that?
almost up to like Arnold.
What? Bro, you chopped out. It was too good. We couldn't hear it.
No, I
froze
mean
again.
everything was good. Oh, am I on? What?
You're
Yeah,
good,
you're
Spiv.
You're fine
back?
now.
Okay.
Yeah, you might need to put some more internet juice in your internet over there because that shit's
Yeah.
running on empty or
Speed,
something.
I don't know. That's like all the paint fumes. I don't know.
Oh, the paint fumes. Rebecca, what'd you think?
I really liked it. I thought it was a lot of fun. It got a little long. I didn't think an hour and 45 minutes was necessary. There are a couple of things that you could cut out. But I think it definitely had one of my favorite lines of the year. And that was, I forget what his name was, the Colonel Sanders.
Old man.
Dakota.
Dakota.
Yeah.
Mm.
He said, "How'd you like to bite that in the butt, develop lockjaw, and be dragged to death?"
Yeah.
What the fuck? That sounds like something Spiv would say, actually. Never mind.
My hair is starting to go. So.
I had to go back and listen to it a couple times. So, like, that is just poetry.
What a sentiment.
Very
we can all
inspiring
share.
movie, apparently, about poetry. Aaron, what did you think?
I hated this fucking movie. No, I loved it. It was really fun. I don't like Chuck Norris really either. I can't say I've ever really appreciated much of his work, but this movie, at times you think it's going to go all serious and you're like, oh, this is an actual movie. And then like a wall spins around and there's a little person in a wheelchair, like with guys with guns, and you're just like, yeah, never mind. It's not going to be serious at all. So it just balances that perfect where it's not like super goofy, but it's goofy at the weirdest of times, and it's just so many explosions. I swear to God, they blew up half of El Paso to make this film, and I think like they used their entire quota of kicks and punches. I swear to God, like perfect. Really enjoyed it.
Okay. I was in a bad frame of mind when I watched this movie.
Oh, Chris.
No, I just hold on, people. All right, fucking hold on. I was in a very bad frame of mind because I shot a film and it was disappointing and I was upset. So I put on Lone Wolf McQuade. And I will say, for the first 9 minutes of this movie, I was like, what? Why? This is unbelievably, like, this is some fucking good shit going on.
Mm-hmm.
And then it gets to where I thought it was going to get to, but not in a bad way. It's just that, like...
It's predictable, yeah.
It's just like Chuck Norris is like a god of like, I just kill everybody. There's 42 people. It don't matter. I'm 4'5", but I can kill everyone. And it's like, it's funny, but the like, it went to
What he
camp.
does.
But before the first 9 minutes, it was like seriously good filmmaking.
Yeah.
And so I don't really have anything bad to say about this movie. It's a fun-ass time. Chuck Norris was actually better than I was expecting. I'll get into that. David Carradine showed up, and he cared, which is something weird.
Yeah,
'cause, like,
I was shocked.
when does that Hand of Fate or that fucking whatever movie where he has the power glove was like late 80s, and he's so goddamn drunk in that. So it's like, I don't know what... Future Force. He's like, and like, I don't know what happened in that like 5 years, because this was like...
I want to
He was
know if
on
it was
fire.
like peer pressure of having Chuck Norris there, that he was
Well,
like, "Come on, David, you gotta be with me."
I read in the
Make me kick your
Wikipedia
teeth in.
that like they wanted to have this really good fight scene, and they took 4 days to film that last fight scene. So like
Wow.
they were both committed to doing this, and they were like, David Carradine was almost 50, and Chuck Norris was like early 40s during this movie. When they introduce him, though, he looks badass. He
Yeah,
looks
he
like a
does.
cowboy.
The scope. Yeah, I thought this was going to be a Western at first. Like,
Yeah,
straight
Yeah, I
up
thought it was
Western.
gonna
I mean, it is a Western
Yeah.
in a
It
way.
is a
but-
Western.
But like an
Like
older,
a 60s Western, you know? Like,
cowboy, actual cowboy.
yeah.
Does that horse have a supercharger?
So much to talk about. I'm really excited to jump into topics on this.
Yeah, I mean, I have a bunch of negative shit to say then, but it's nothing about this movie. And we can get into it then. I have a whole like list.
It's
of
not
just,
just
like,
about this movie.
and I think it was mostly because of my frame of mind, but like I'll get into it later. I don't even know if I'm up for it. It's just so it was like anyways. That's all I have to say about this movie. Like I got nothing else. Like, it was good.
Shut up.
I don't have anything. Okay, this is what I wrote down.
Pages of notes here.
Okay, I just say I like when my heroes are deeply flawed alcoholic has-beens instead of superheroes. You know, put Michael Madsen in this role, I would probably like it more because it would be stupid
Well,
and
he's
ridiculous.
kind of an alcoholic,
He is, but I don't
he's got
believe it.
kind
I
of
don't
a
buy
little
it for
bit
a
of that.
moment, Lindsay.
likes
Just
his beer.
likes his beer.
but he's very like, I'm gonna do this alone, and that's what gets him in trouble. Is when he tries to do things
a lone
alone.
wolf.
He learns to work with other people, so
Yeah.
he does
Chakotay
have an arc.
turns
Just
He
needs
into
does have
beer
flaws.
power.
He has an
Needs
arc.
beer power. Powered by
His
beer.
arc. That was
scene.
definitely a Popeye
scene,
reference,
man.
by the
Right?
way.
Buried
Yeah.
under the ground in his vehicle, and he dumps beer on his face
Yeah.
and spits it out.
I mean,
What?
what do you guys? What do
What
you?
was that
What
supposed
do
to
you?
accomplish?
What do you feel like with Chuck Norris? Like, he is such an awful actor, right? Like, his
Terrible.
deliveries
and that's
are
the
so
thing.
flat.
Yes.
Yeah.
But
Like,
the
so
thing
flat.
is, and
No
this
affect.
is
Didn't matter. It didn't matter.
this is why I respect Chuck Norris. Is he knows he's a bad actor. He knows. He's admitted it. That he has admitted as much in interviews. There's a quote about this movie where he was asked about David Carradine's karate or martial arts abilities, and he said they're about as good as my acting abilities. Is what he said.
Ouch.
Damn.
Burn.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
So he's like Billy Blanks, where Billy Blanks is good at the kick
He's better
punches.
than Billy
Yeah.
Blanks at acting.
He's
Yeah,
like
I
Billy
guess so.
Beers.
Billy Pierce.
That's what we're gonna call him.
He kind of fits more in this role because he's supposed to be the
He fits
What-
great in this role.
Silent type.
He
yeah.
looks
Silent.
like a
Yeah.
Texas Ranger.
Yeah, he's doing the Clint Eastwood.
Yeah,
think-
he's not
I
supposed
think-
to be emotional or.
Yeah.
I think Chuck Norris thinks he is a Texas Ranger.
They got
I'm pretty
the
sure he
makers of
does.
this movie sued the makers of Walker Texas Ranger for ripping their idea off.
Wow.
And
I was
he was
wondering
in
about
that
that 'cause
show.
he seems like he's always a Texas Ranger.
Wait, they should
right?
bring that back where he's just using a walker. Because he's so old.
Walker Texas.
They could do that
They
now.
should
He's
do
like 85 or something.
Yeah,
Right?
81, I think.
I mean, why would you like? He's just a Texas Ranger. Like, there's a show. He's just a Texas Ranger. You can't really sue
Yeah,
for
but
that, can you?
there's that history of Texas
Exactly
Rangers.
the same.
Yeah.
Yeah, Chris, he's a cowboy. That's what he is.
Although
What
in the
is
show,
A cowboy first, a cop second.
What is a Texas Ranger? I don't even know what that is.
It's
It's like state police, right?
but
Yeah.
even more.
Don't they
Yeah.
track down fugitives, basically? Like, they
Yes.
go after, like, people on the run for the state of Texas.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe.
Don't worry, the
They're
whole
all-
quiz is about Texas Rangers.
Oh, cool.
We're
We
gonna
should save it then.
learn.
This is going to be great.
Okay.
Yay!
So I wrote down this is an old man movie.
Oh,
It's like everything is like,
is.
I
Yeah.
got my truck, I got my beer,
Everything's covered.
I got my women.
I got my
Yeah,
women.
I wrote down, my truck is better than yours.
Yep.
Because they literally have, like, a fucking masculine truck drive through the desert, and he had to
Got
show him
turbo.
that his truck was better by towing his truck when he
Yeah,
got
he had
stuck.
to push the
Right.
This is like, is
because
this
that was the
necessary?
FBI guy
Did you-
too. So it was like,
Yep. And did you also catch
love that.
when
I
they're
must be
at
an old
the
man.
it was like at the fairgrounds or wherever where they had the dance and he went up to ask for a beer and they named off like Heineken and all these foreign beers. He's like, "No, thank you.
Yeah.
then she
I'm
was
gonna
like
drink that
bottom
pussy
shelf
beer."
for him.
Dude, like, Chuck Norris in this movie is breaking more laws than David Carradine's character.
I know.
Like, he's literally just, like, going to places and murdering people.
Murdering
Yeah, how many
Lord.
people
Texas
were
Ranger.
murdered in this movie?
This
Right?
is crazy.
Chakotay punches the guy coming in. He's like, "Yeah, you're learning, kid."
You should be in jail. You should be in
Pops
jail.
out of the car and just starts swinging. It's like, what's going on?
God.
What he goes home and he like cleans out his trash and then he just like throws it in his yard. Like, what is that?
That's how you live in the desert, Chris.
He's
I
like,
just,
"Oh,
was that you yesterday, Chris, while filming? You're like, this is all trash.
No, that's what I'm
Everything's
doing
trash.
digitally with my movie right now.
Yes.
Is deleting the files. That's the stuff, though. That's the stuff that was upsetting
Yeah.
to me. The scene
There's
that
just too
pushed
much of
me
it.
over the edge
Was the dog?
was this.
Oh,
Oh,
No, I
That's
didn't
so
care about the
funny.
fucking dog. I didn't care about this.
that
that was a
This whole-
sex scene
You know-
where they couldn't show a sex scene.
it was
It wasn't-
rated PG in the
I mean,
theaters.
have you ever made out in mud, Chris?
It wasn't the sex. It was just, it all compounded for me. And I wrote down, country life, and I have to reiterate this, country life is deeply unappealing to me.
Country like They're in Texas.
And then I wrote down a whole bunch of stuff that was upsetting. Dusty, denim, ammo, horses, line dancing, tight jeans tucked into shirts, sweat, cowboy
Oh my
hats.
gosh, the sweat was
Yes!
ridiculous
They were
in this
so
movie.
sweaty.
It wasn't
Just
sweat, it was
constant-
beer. He just kept pouring beer on his face.
Pit stains,
Gleaming.
old man fights, overalls, bowl cuts, mud, hoses, horses, trailer wheels, mountains, hairy chests, sand, and sunburns.
Hairy chest.
I was just getting real mad watching all this.
Yeah, man, you
always-
definitely have it out.
He's always fucking sweaty and shit. It's like,
But it's
Texas.
all
Live like
about
this.
But then
It's
it's,
all about-
Dusty.
Yes, and it's all about a man's role and having respect for other
Yes.
men because the
That's
his
right.
daughter's
America.
boyfriend is like in the army, and he's like,
Yep.
you know, sir, I heard you were in the Marines and had the Silver Star and all of this stuff. So he's very respectful towards her father, and that's why he does what he does when he gets killed. You know, he's got to get out there with his gun and try to take care of business, and that's what starts everything. Where
When they,
it's wrapped up in this weapons trafficking plot.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Man.
maybe we should go over the plot a little bit. That would be probably helpful. Since Chris has already rattled off
I'm
his
upset
42-page
again.
list of
I'm upset again. My
Grievances.
grievances.
The plot is questionable.
Let's go ahead, Aaron. Tell us a little bit about the plot.
Yeah,
then.
go ahead, Aaron.
No, I don't
Go
want to
ahead.
do
You know,
that.
Aaron, why don't you
Oh,
unpack
no.
this?
I'm
Okay,
steering. I'm steering it.
It's
Lindsay brought it up.
your-
Make her do
I
it.
can
Shit,
I
wrong
can
way.
talk about the plot.
That's your standard.
So,
Wolf needs a
the-
partner, and
Yeah.
Oh, look, he's mansplaining to you.
Just like Chuck
Lindsay,
Norris
let
would,
me
right?
just explain this. To you.
Yeah, let me
This is an old man movie, and I'm
Put up aside, sweetie.
And I'm the authority
He's
on
old
bad movie
mansplaining
night
to you. Go ahead, Lindsay.
No, but he's a lone wolf. He needs to have a partner, but he bucks that, and he's got the lieutenant that's always riding him, which is very cliche cop movie.
Whoa!
Aw.
I would have been way
giddy
more
up.
invested in this
Not
movie. No.
that way.
Aw.
But
he is
He's
a
riding
cowboy.
his coattails.
his
though.
daughter and her boyfriend are parked, and they end up seeing something they're not supposed to see, which is this robbing of guns that were supposed to go to an army base. And when they see this, the boyfriend gets murdered and the daughter gets injured. And through investigating where he's not supposed to because the federales come in, he starts on this line of investigating and going after David Carradine, who is smuggling these weapons into Mexico. So that's how they start to become adversaries. And they fight over the same woman.
They go into
Essentially.
Mexico and murder everybody.
Yep.
And they come back heroes.
After he's shepherded as the hero
As the
before
hero.
as he enters
Oh,
Mexico.
that scene,
This
that
is like
scene
so
was
bad.
And the woman
But
is
I'm
brutally murdered in front of his eyes.
Yeah. But they just move on.
Yep.
Move on.
These movies, man. Like
I'm confused about the setup with his daughter and this woman. Is that his ex-wife or something, or his
Yes.
mother?
I think so.
yes, his
Ex-wife.
ex-wife.
Because he's
That's
always
right. But he's
working.
courting
His
for a
wife
lot,
is
of
the
course.
job. He doesn't have time for a real life. He is married to
Right.
the job.
How old is his daughter? Because you could tell me she's 35 and you could tell me she's 16. And I
How old
wouldn't
is his
believe either of them.
ex-wife? Because she looks like she's about 75.
It's her hair's not doing any favors. She's
No.
got granny hair.
desert
Give me
heat
the
guys.
granny cut.
The desert
Give me the
heat.
granny cut.
She's got to be 80 years old.
No. Look,
I'd
when
say
you-
the daughter's probably
She's
19.
probably 18, 19. Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe the
Chris,
wife's
you know a lot about older
40-ish.
women. What do you think?
Yeah.
Famous stories.
worked for me. Worked for me, this old lady. She's either a grandma, a mom, or something. I don't know. I can't tell. I guess
All
a
of
little
the
bit of both. All the above. I
Is
think
that
it's
his
because of
mom?
the sand. You got to have that short hair to keep it in the sand under control.
She wants to get a job, or she did get it. She got a job in another town and wants to move out to get to take the job. And Chuck says no.
No.
She says, well,
mansplains.
okay, I'll stay.
No, she doesn't say she'll stay.
That's America.
They
Yeah,
know.
she does.
No, they end up
Right?
moving. No.
They do end up
No, they
moving at
go.
the end.
Well,
but
he tells her
doesn't
that
want
she can't
to.
go, but she
No,
doesn't
he doesn't
anyways.
tell her she can't go. He tries to convince her to stay, but he doesn't say you can't do it. I mean, it would be hard. Like your daughter's leaving. You wouldn't want that, right?
Yeah, I mean, especially when it's just like thrown at you out of nowhere.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
it's like,
That's
oh, by the
that's a
way, we're
bad
leaving in 2 weeks.
situation.
Yeah. So I get it. And then his daughter gets really seriously injured with a boo-boo on her head.
Why don't they kill her too?
Because it'd be too dark for Chuck Norris to allow
Yeah.
in this movie.
You can only kill
That's why.
men.
Well, I mean, they tried. They pushed the car off the cliff. but-
That's true.
Yeah, which looked
Yeah.
like a
She's
lot
made of
worse
that
than getting
hardy Chuck
mowed down
Norris
by
stock.
an Uzi.
Right?
A silent Uzi, no less.
They blow the wolf
How does
away.
that work?
Exactly.
Oh yeah, they
What's
shoot
with
his
these
dog.
movies and like? I mean, I guess it's like an '80s action movie thing, but everyone always has an Uzi, and they're always just gunning down everybody with the Uzi.
Oh my God! When Chuck
Uzis
Norris
were
gets
in
the Uzi in the
every
beginning,
movie.
and he just goes
everything.
It's
and it
Like,
goes
yeah.
them down.
up and down and mowing everybody.
Like that's
The
how all these
spray
movies
was just
are.
insane. I wish we had that scene.
But there were
Texas
some really
Ranger
cool
kicked my
fist fights
father's
in
teeth
this.
in. That opening scene is
There
the
were.
best.
I mean, I enjoyed. I thought the gun sequence scene for
So
like
good.
a movie this kind was pretty on point. I really liked what I referred to as Chuck Norris's dick gun, which is the sawed-off shotgun that he puts
Yes!
down here and
Yeah.
throws stuff away in his yard and it evaporates. I mean, that was like
I
fucking
don't
That's
awesome.
how he gets rid of all
He's
this
just
trash
literally
pile.
shooting people with his dick in this movie. Can it get any more like?
So
you
this
know,
movie's a metaphor for
Norris.
his masculinity.
And
Yeah,
he's
this whole
against
movie is.
racism. He
Everything in
fights
this
against
movie is.
racism as
True.
well.
True.
Because his
Chakotay.
partner and the federal guy, they have to deal with racism. Chuck's like, no, you're my
That's
guy,
true.
so we're
He's
cool.
infallible. He's the perfect person.
I
He's
felt
got
bad for the
morals,
FBI
he's
agent
strong.
because he keeps getting shot in the gut every day.
Yeah, he's
Right?
invincible. Yeah. I was sure he would die during the last sequence,
man.
but no. Then he shows up in time for the.
They just give him a beer.
Just
you're
pour some
making
beer on it.
wound. Oh,
You got
Chakotay with the rocket
Chakotay
launcher.
from Star Trek Voyager showing up.
Mm-hmm.
He's so
as-
young in this.
has the young cop that Chuck shepherds. I guess is that what it's called?
Yeah, but actually, it's more
Reluctantly.
like the young cop pursues him because he rises. He has to
rises,
figure a way
alright.
into this relationship somehow.
All right, well, let's talk about David Carradine, the elephant in the room. Okay.
I read that he was
actor-
supposed to be Bruce Lee.
Yeah.
Really.
Really?
It was going to be like this big, huge rematch
Yeah,
thing
from-
because
Enter the Dragon, right? They were
it was
both
Enter
in
the
that.
Dragon, yeah.
Oh.
I mean, Carradine was amazing in this. Frankly, like
Wait.
every scene
Carradine
he
was
was in,
barely
he
on
stole.
screen.
Like,
What you mean? Chuck Norris was supposed to be Bruce Lee?
No,
No, it's
Carradine was
Carradine.
supposed to be Bruce Lee.
Right.
That ending
does
fight would
Bruce
have
Lee
been
play
awesome.
bad guys ever? I don't think he did.
At least
What,
that's what
Carradine,
they
what
man.
year
wanted.
did he die? 84, 81?
80,
Around that time. Yeah.
81?
Okay.
Pretty
Not
close.
sure.
Yeah.
Well, I was like we said, I was surprised. Carradine has some moves,
He,
right?
he
Yeah,
was sober.
He was
Yeah.
great.
He looked
He
pretty
was
good.
great.
Yeah.
But what I don't get here, like, okay, we learn about this woman, and she's like happy and smiling there, but like, Carradine killed her husband and has like kidnapped her,
Yeah,
they
it's
kinda throw
forcing
that
her
in
to
at
be
the
her,
end.
his
Yeah.
partner.
and it's not like ever through the movie until the end when she's dying, and she literally says it like the last few words before she dies.
Yeah, it was like a big.
Oh, by
plot
the way.
fix.
By the way,
I wasn't really sure about her most of the movie. I didn't know if
They
you could
probably
trust
just
her or
rewrote
not, or what
character
her.
throughout the film.
Right.
That didn't.
Bruce Lee died in
makes sense.
1973.
73?
Is what
Oh,
Sean
man.
says. So
Oh,
I don't
boy.
know.
Maybe that rumor's not true then.
She shows up and cleans Chuck's
that-
house.
She throws away
That
all
was
his
weird.
beer.
Tries to put him on vitamins and supplements.
Ugh. Like I got
So-
my vitamin beer.
Why is this movie so good to you, Lindsay? What's it about? That
It's because it has everything. It's got both, Chuck Norris and David Carradine. That factor right there alone.
wait, so Carradine is a positive for you?
Yeah, because he's like not falling down drunk. This was one of the
okay.
last roles he did until before he started going downhill, and he's really good in it. He doesn't get a lot of screen time, but the screen time he does get, he uses it very well. And we just watched it all the time when I was a kid. We just thought it was so cool, the different fights, and like when at the beginning the guy says,
that
"Oh,
sweater.
your dad
Amazing.
was a Texas Ranger and he kicked my teeth out," and then Chuck
Yeah,
Norris
he
kicks
kicked
his teeth out.
That was
Yeah,
good.
And then
good.
there's the one fight at the fair where the guy comes at him with a bottle and Chuck Norris just grabs
Oh,
his
yeah.
hand and
Oh,
just
and crushes.
crushes it,
That
and the
guy
guy
was
just goes
huge,
down to his
though.
knees.
It's funny.
Cool.
Yes. So good.
Chuck Norris is really short though, right? Like,
No,
are they
he's like 5'10".
Oh, really? I thought he was like
Yeah.
okay. All right, I thought
He's
he was like
not super
5'5" or
short.
something. Okay, 5'10's fine. Who am I thinking of that's really short then? Isn't there some
Tom Cruise.
Mark
Tom
Wahlberg.
Cruise.
Tom Cruise is who I
Cruise and
always
Mark
mix up.
Wahlberg, yeah.
I mix up
Tom
Tom
Cruise,
Cruise and
Chuck
Chuck
Norris.
Norris.
Sylvester
They look the
Stallone
same.
isn't very tall
He's
either
5'10" too, I
comparatively.
think.
Is he?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was
5'10's
looking
not
up.
that short.
I'm 5'9" and 3/4.
You think of, a big dude like Sylvester Stallone, you think he's really tall too.
Yeah.
Viv, can
Camera
I,
trickery makes everything look bigger.
Can I get the Hogwarts through you? Enter that platform. Who knows? Anyways,
That's my other podcast, Chris.
William Sanderson is in this movie as well, which
Yep.
he was a little bit unrecognizable until I heard
Yeah.
the voice. And I was like, oh shit.
Oh,
yeah,
he almost
you know him
explodes
from
when
Blade
that truck
Runner.
explodes.
Yeah, he was good.
Glasses, man.
The music in this man was something.
It was
we
really
It was
good.
Something.
It was
It
solid.
was like
yeah.
Ennio Morricone meets Tangerine Dream or something like that.
Yeah.
You'd have like these like spaghetti western moments, which fit well because it's kind of like
Yeah.
a westerny story at times, and sometimes it's so over the top. But then like the tone shifts were so fucking weird. Like there were
There
like
was
when the
the
bad guys come
organ
into their
came in
base,
and
it all of
all.
a sudden turns to like James Bond spy music. I'm like, oh shit, this is like a Bond movie now. And there
There's,
were
like,
those Bond
synthy
movie
stuff,
moments.
Too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, like there were like the guy in the chair and stuff. Like they were very like
Yeah, when he would
Bond-esque
come into his
things.
office and he's like, "Oh, hello."
And the James Bond music would
Ranger
come on. I'd be like,
McQuade.
oh, this is like a James Bond film. And then like at the end when they're doing that epic fight, there's like this gothic organ. And I'm like, I don't even know what to think about this at all. It's like another
Yeah.
whole new
Awesome fit at
level
all.
of dimension that I wasn't expecting. Like,
Overall,
music
though,
was
yeah,
amazing.
it reminded me a lot of like Once Upon a Time in the West.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah, it had some of those themes like the Sergio Leone Western scores.
Definitely.
All right, let me play some of the music.
Do you have the end fight sequence music?
That is nice. I do not have any more music, AJ.
But
You will
that's
have to-
another reason why I've always liked it, is because it has all those things like the music and stuff, and that nobody talks about it. It did okay at the box office. It wasn't a bomb. It wasn't a flop, but nobody talks about it. Is the other reason
It's
why.
definitely not a bad movie. Like,
No.
Probably Chuck
it's
Norris.
not. Like, the
The
fights
Chuck
are...
Norris factor.
Everything's pretty good. Like, it's shot well. The fights are all
But I
very
mean,
confident. It's
even in
well-paced.
like a lot of channels and stuff that do more action stuff, that do martial arts stuff, this is one that's not highly talked about.
Yeah, if they're gonna play Chuck Norris, they'll do like Missing in Action.
Yeah.
Or Delta Force.
I mean,
you know?
the end like sequence was pretty crazy. Like I thought it was gonna end a couple times earlier
Yeah.
than it had.
I thought
but
so
like
too.
when he got in that bulldozer, I was like, dude,
that was
like
great.
you can't. Chuck Norris in any vehicle is gonna beat you. Like it's just not gonna.
Right?
You know, this is like, look at this, the duel. We right here.
Right. That's so awesome.
Dude, Chuck Norris gets buried underground in his truck, and he uses his super beer-powered truck nitros
Yes.
to drive out from underneath
Yes.
the ground and be
It was
burned
So
amazing.
out in
fucking
the dirt.
awesome.
Amazing.
And that, and only that, is what weakens Chuck.
Mm-hmm.
The lack of beer, and
Yeah.
he goes down for a little bit before returning,
He's definitely driven by beer.
and then throwing grenades that blow up fucking David Carradine.
He runs right at David Carradine.
And
while he's
the
getting
building.
shot.
Yeah, because evidently it's in David Carradine's contract that he cannot lose a fist fight, so they had to blow him up with a grenade.
I was wondering about that. That was such a weird ending. I was like, is he still alive? Because
Yeah.
I think there's like a shot where you see him on the ground later
Yeah.
on from like the air, or it looked like it was him.
What a
Crazy.
fucking loser. Just die.
So the dog
You
death didn't
literally
affect
went out
you,
to
huh?
your yard and
The
slapped
dog
around
was
a hose. so-
sad.
No,
Never
Yeah.
fuck with a dude's dog.
Yeah, it's like
that pushed Chuck over
it's
the
like we can
edge.
put everything else in this movie, but the dog's what's gonna get everybody.
we didn't even see the dog. We saw it like a second, and then they like blew it away, and it
his,
was like,
his daughter gets kidnapped, and who knows what else.
My-
But the dog
the
dies. I'm
best
sad
though
about
is
that.
is when he's heartbroken because he thinks the girl betrayed him and stuff, and everyone got
yeah.
shut up, and he goes and he starts shooting his gun, and there's a heart drawn on the target.
What? I didn't see that.
Oh man,
He's so heartbroken.
that's the same sequence where he kicks the shed down. I was like,
Yeah.
in slow motion. Fuck that shed.
That's awesome.
Jumped in there and knocked it over. I was like, yes.
Classic Chuck.
if they would have showed like him like loving the dog or something,
Yeah,
but he didn't love the dog.
It was a working relationship.
He's a lone
yeah,
wolf.
he doesn't. He's not capable of love. He's like Steven Seagal.
Yeah,
He's too manly for love.
yeah.
Like there's a moment where like his old man boyfriend dies, and then he like is sad and he goes to his bed, and then his girlfriend's there, and she's like, "What's wrong, Chuck?" And he's like, "Nothing. I'm too manly to talk about my feelings.
Give me another beer.
Give me a beer." I'm like, all right, whatever. Like maybe fucking take a shower. Okay, that's what I was thinking.
He is
Fucking
he's
shower.
very greasy through this whole
So
thing.
dirty the whole time. Maybe
Hey,
it's
he
Very
wears the same
moist.
thing. It's like when he shows up to the thing in was it Houston, whatever. Yeah,
Oh
and
yeah,
he's
he's
like
just all
like,
dirty
look at
dirty
that.
still.
and gross. He's
Everyone's
got
like,
like a
"Oh."
dirty blanket.
Yeah, it's like, dude, take a shower.
And then after all this, he learns that,
Nothing.
of course, his job is more important than his family. Fuck your faces, I'm out, bitches.
Right?
Like he's like, but there's hostages.
There's hostages.
Tough shit, Grandma.
Yeah, man. Like this movie was like some like,
Man,
Solid gold, AJ.
it's like he is
do you think
more.
what happened?
He's the worst bad guy. He just murders indiscriminately.
Do you think what happened is like all these guys grew up watching these movies in the 80s and then they just joined like the police force and then lived out these fantasies from these movies? Like that's my theory
He's
running
not a
after
police
this.
officer. He's a fucking
He's
Texas
a
Ranger.
Texas
goddamn
Ranger.
it.
Well, that's the thing. He's a cowboy as well. It's like the triple threat here.
Mm-hmm.
We're combining them all into one thing.
He's
Unstoppable.
misunderstood. He's a lone wolf, powerhouse, beer drinking man.
Son of a bitch.
And those pants don't get any tighter, okay, guys?
I read this was
Those are
the
the
first
special-
movie he had a beard.
Really?
Really?
Was it?
Before that, it was just a
Does he have a
mustache.
face
Dude.
underneath that thing?
Oh.
Dude, that beard, he looks like fucking.
Yeah,
it's-
he looks good
Norris.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wonder if he's
Until he
wearing the
starts
special Chuck Norris fighting pants.
This would have been cool if it was a Western.
Action
and
pants?
Action pants, that's what
and
it
they overdubbed his voice with Clint Eastwood's or something. But he just looked like that. That'd be cool.
When it first started, I was like, oh man, this might just be a Western. I got really excited about it. But,
Yeah.
I mean, it was in a
It
modern.
actually
It was
is.
a modern Western.
It was a modern Western. It was, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean,
This is modern.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Anything else? Like he
I mean,
just
I think we gotta-
beer sprays everywhere. It's like, what the fuck, dude?
I think this is going to open up the door to some Chuck Norris stuff. Is what's going
Oh,
to
yeah.
happen.
I kind of feel like it has for me. Yeah.
But we got to be careful because we do this. We get really pumped about these action movies and we love them, and then we fall into this action whole routine, and it's just bad for everybody. You know, it's
AJ?
like an addiction. It's like this addiction we're in. It's not good.
Every time a Chuck Norris door opens, a window opens with fucking Michael Madsen. That's all I'm saying. Okay?
Oh,
With all
no.
the other guys,
You got
out
Michael Madsen crawling through your back window.
He's climbing in your windows. He's snatching your
I'll
people.
take a Tom
up, all right?
Sizemore or Michael Madsen.
You're interchangeable.
Beer up.
Snatching your beer up, snatching your drugs. All right, let's see if I have any other notes here.
Oh, Carradine's license plate.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, what does it say?
Karate.
With a C.
With a C.
Oh, yeah. That was so good. Karate.
I wrote
They
down.
pan in on it perfectly.
I don't have that. I'm sorry. I wrote down his desk disgusts me. Do you know what that means?
Oh yeah, McQuade's desk when he goes into his office, it's just full of crap,
they
and he's
had-
got his feet up on it.
And they had the old guy doesn't know how to use computers.
Oh, that was great.
Yeah.
That
yeah.
was great. On the hacking into the computer in 1983.
I got the passwords from the library.
Oh, Chris, here's the license
Oh, that one
That,
didn't
it's
work.
that easy, guys, back then. There was no security.
Huh?
Share it.
Okay,
I wrote,
go ahead.
And I wrote down she gets right on that Chuck train. Because the woman, like, immediately is like,
Can you share it?
All in.
all in.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wouldn't you, Chris?
No.
Chris doesn't like cowboys.
Dirty shower.
Doesn't like Chuck Norris. Yeah.
Well, he took a shower before that scene.
I don't like Chuck Norris. I'll say that.
It had to be an alien
Boom.
monster for Chris to be excited about it. guys.
Karate.
That's so
No,
cool.
it's there's just no charisma to him. He makes it not
Yeah.
as fun for me.
Yeah, so it's weird to me
Really?
because like occasionally like when they're not showing his face and he's talking, it like works really well. But then when it
Yeah.
turns to his face and his delivery is just so flat, I'm just like, oh my god.
Yeah, like
Because he's a man. Men don't show emotion.
Usually, he's the
Only
best
anger.
when it's just totally like Chuck Norris camp levels, like Invasion
maybe.
USA. That's
Yeah,
when
that
he's
makes
at
sense.
his peak.
That makes
When
sense.
it's just him, little one-liners here and there, and that's all he says.
yeah. Okay.
Expendables.
Yeah, I don't know. Carradine
Yes.
has charisma, so I like him in this.
Yeah,
Chuck Norris
Carradine
is
is
good
good.
at fighting and stuff. He looks cool. It's just like, I don't know, he's kind of dull. Like, I would rather just have Roddy Piper in there getting slapped around, but
Ooh.
being fun. David Carradine, like, just smacking him around.
Yeah, who would you trade him out for? If you kept you
Carradine or
kept
Gary
Carradine.
fucking Daniels.
Gary
Monkeys
fucking
eat
Daniels.
bananas. I would love it. And he's a fucking Texas Ranger, and he still has the accent and shit. Sign me up. Sign me up.
I would have liked to see Carradine play both roles.
Oh fuck yeah!
Carradine versus
Yeah.
Carradine.
Oh, he has a twin.
Carradine.
Twin is-
Yeah.
Oh man, that'd be
That's
sweet.
the movie that
He
made.
wears dark glasses versus no glasses.
Nice. All right. Anything else with the lone Wolf McQuade?
I don't think so. I'm glad we did this one though.
It was fun. It was
It
fun.
was fun.
Nice.
It was
It
a
was a
good
fun
movie.
action movie to come back to for action movies.
It's a good action movie. There's no denying it. And
That
my
was
grievances
courtesy of-
are not anything to do with the movie, just with the lifestyle and choices.
And beards and
That just-
sweat.
And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with all this stuff. If you're into it, it's just not for me. Okay, enjoy your pit stains, you fuckers. Does anyone have any alternate titles?
Got a couple.
Aaron's got some. Let's hear it.
Longfoot in McFace. Pow Pow Power Beer.
Yeah,
Mud Wrestling and Ass Paddling.
he paddles some ass.
Oh yeah, man. He's like
You gave him the chance.
Whoop ass beer. Open up a can of whoop ass. This little punch of mine, I'm gonna let it fly. And a man without beer.
Nice.
Anybody else? All right, this first one is just because it fits, not because I think it is. Star Trek Boringer. Get it? Star Trek Voyager. Spiff gets it. Spiff gets it. Free Spiff. All right. Lone Gilf Dennis Quaid.
What?
Well, he's a grandfather I'd like to fuck. Dennis Quaid. Lone Gilf Dennis Quaid. All right, that was a good one, Aaron. Shut the fuck up. All right,
I laughed. That was great.
David I. Carradine. Because he cared.
We did.
That was a good one, too. Everybody laughed.
Cared when he saw that check he was getting.
He cared about selling weapons? What?
How do I... There's used to be a way...
A lot.
Hold on.
Wolf McTitties.
Hold on.
Wolf McTitties.
All right. There we go. When I want you guys to laugh, okay, from now on, all right? I will prompt you. Thank you. Okay. Let's do the recommendation before we move on to play a game.
Yeah.
AJ, would you recommend The Lone Wolf McQuade?
I highly recommend it. It was probably one of the better action movies we've actually seen on this show.
Better than Air Panic. Better than
I'm
Air
a
Panic
little
garbage.
worried
give it
that
that.
we're going to get these foggy glasses because it's a fun action movie, and all action movies are really fun, and we have a good time. But I feel like this is going to be up front for movie of the year just because of that.
Ooh.
It's no
in the
Faust.
running.
It's no
It's in the
Faust.
running.
It's no Faust. I'm just saying, it's no Faust. No Faust.
I know, but I know what happens. You know,
I know what happens. It's
not
a
my
rigged
first
system.
rodeo.
It's always a rigged system.
We
You
let
guys not
win-
remember
win
this
the
guy?
one year.
A true hero? Okay. Do we not
He has
remember a
best
true
hair.
hero?
He wins best hair, obviously.
Is that Owen Wilson?
Thanks.
Wow. Lindsay, would you recommend it?
Of course, yes, very much so.
Spiff.
Obviously, yeah. A lot of fun.
Rebecca.
Yep, definitely.
Aaron?
Of course. It was a blast.
It was a great time. Good movie. Lone Wolf McQuade. It's definitely worth a watch if you haven't seen it, if you like action movies. Robert Zadar. Sad that he has not been chosen to be in one of these movies, but
Give it time. Give it time.
give it time. All right. Time to move on, find the bumper, and then play a game. Here we go.
Game time, baby.
Your theories are the worst kind of compliment, right? Your methods are sloppy and your conclusions are highly questionable. Shall we play?
All right. So we are talking all about Texas Rangers for this game.
Not the TV show, right?
Nope, the actual ones. In what year were the Rangers founded?
1776.
That's what I was going to say.
1880.
Oh, let me blow up that
When
plaque
did
a
they
little
make
bit
Texas?
Yeah, when was Texas made?
1840.
more. When was Texas stolen? 16.
Who fought for that?
1843.
When did it become a state after being a country for a while, right?
Oh.
1800s.
I feel like Hollywood's probably like majesticized this
Look
a
at
little
that.
bit
Is that a
more
badass
than
Texas
it really
Ranger?
was. I'm gonna say
Just say it.
late 1700s.
Boy.
1912.
You were so fucking wrong, AJ.
I know.
After all that.
You were wrong. You were so
I
very
know I'm
wrong.
wrong. I'm just being
1841.
ridiculous. I have no idea.
So AJ's not far off. It was 1823.
I
So
said
it's
18.
still a part of Mexico
Whoa.
when the
I
Texas
wondered about
Rangers
that.
were founded.
They're like,
So, yeah,
this is
that makes
ours now.
sense. It wasn't a state yet, but there were still.
Yeah.
Yeah, it makes
Yeah,
sense.
but they were created
Keep-
and we kept them.
Was it just to murder the Mexicans?
Well, they started off being Mexicans and then we just adopted.
They're Texans,
Uh,
AJ.
In what year was the first female ranger added?
2025.
2017.
1963.
Trick question. There's no female Texas Rangers.
It is 1993.
1990s. Wow.
And there she is, Wendy Wakeman. She also became the first to reach lieutenant as well.
Cool.
Ooh.
Good for
Yeah.
her.
I don't think I'd look good in a hat like that.
How about that hat?
Oh, is that Billy the Kid?
Early Rangers made how much a month?
42
In
Napoleons.
$5.
$2.
Early
A month.
Rangers?
Yep.
They probably only made money on bounties and things and collected. So would it just depend on what they were doing? To like
Nope, they were getting an amount per month.
really?
Yep.
Buck
I'm
50.
gonna say 2 pennies.
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 That they could
I don't
rock
know the
together.
currency of
You only get 2 pennies.
It's enough to live on.
Did they have suicide nets too?
Just need that working spirit, Chris.
2 pennies and a case
True.
of beer.
So they got $15 a month, but it was
Damn.
paid in land.
Oh, that's
Good
that
deal.
sounds like a
Good
great
deal.
investment.
Yeah. So
Honestly.
that's equivalent to $350 today.
Wow.
Yeah.
So they just became
Well, but what's the
land
land
barons
worth
then.
How
now?
much land do you get?
Yeah.
All right, you get
land's
6
appreciated.
inches by 6 inches.
You just sell them to the oil companies later, right?
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is Texas land, so could be good. Which of these has not been named an honorary Texas Ranger? Chuck Norris, George H.W. Bush, John Wayne, or Troy Aikman?
John Wayne.
Troy
Gotta
I
say-
really hope
I gotta
George
say
Bush.
Chuck Norris.
Troy Aikman. That's the football
I'm
guy,
sure
right?
yeah.
Oh, he's a Cowboys.
It's
Okay.
gotta be Chuck Norris.
I think
Nah.
it's John Wayne.
I think it's Bush.
No, Bush is one, I think.
Bush
It
is
was
one.
one, but he's dead.
All right, fine. Troy Aikman, because he failed in the football pass.
Is he driving around in a reality TV show?
Troy
wrestling
Troy
people?
Aikman.
I know everything
Troy
about
Aikman
Texas
is
Rangers
not.
and football.
So Chuck Norris is an actual Ranger.
Mhm.
What's the nickname of the Rangers?
The Stars.
Is it Coyotes, Devils, Cacti, or Stars?
Stars makes sense.
They said it in the
Devil.
movie. I don't know.
Star sounds pretty bad, but
We ain't
Cacti.
naming ourselves any after any goddamn plant.
it's not gonna be
Cacti.
coyotes. It's probably
Cacti, because they're hard on the outside, but soft on the
probably
inside.
stars.
They're moist on the inside.
Very moist on the inside.
But prickly.
Prickly on the outside.
It is the Devils.
Oh.
Nice.
Brand of the devil.
Hmm.
Kind of lame. It's like,
It's
I don't know.
more Diablos.
Mm.
That's 'cause-
Brand de los
I'm not gonna say
diablos.
that.
How many years has the longest tenured Ranger been serving?
well, is that guy?
70
He's a fucking
years.
statue.
Chuck Norris is still going, right?
Hundreds
No,
of
that's
years,
just spiv.
probably. Let's just spiv on this podcast.
You're not allowed to
Statue.
retire, right? You just go until you're killed. So back in the day, I would imagine.
65 years.
84.
It is 40
40
years.
years.
That's
40
it.
years.
But you
big
have
deal.
My eyes
to
shut.
And that
you
beautiful
have
water
to
tower.
serve in law enforcement for 8 years before you can become a ranger.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
What if you're like
That
a
makes
security
sense.
guard at like the McDonald's or some shit?
Probably does
Security
not.
guards at
Yeah,
Probably
McDonald's?
I don't
doesn't
think that-
qualify.
I think
Okay.
you have to do that for like 32 years in order to. All right, that was the last one.
Nice.
Thanks for bringing it. Wow.
I didn't know any of that stuff.
Wow.
There's because the way Hollywood portrays it is very different than what it is in real life.
This was real life, right? This is how you do things in Texas.
I mean, I think that's part of the problem. People think it is, and then they act it out.
Texas.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
Have you been to Texas, AJ?
Yeah, I've been to Texas. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
The self-perpetuating myth.
We good? We good?
Sean's
I'm
got
good, Chunky
a
Norris.
super chat there. I didn't know if you wanted to read
Oh,
it.
cool. Thank you, Sean. A cool Chuck Norris movie for the podcast would be Silent Rage. It's like Walker, Texas
sounds
Ranger
cool.
versus Frankenstein Jason Voorhees. Okay, now
That sounds
Oh,
pretty
yeah.
cool.
We gotta add that.
Watch
That
it
sounds
next
Add
week.
that.
All right, let's move on and do some listener feedback.
I suggest we read some listener feedback, sir.
Make it so, number one.
Emails. You tiny little emails. You precious little emails. Where are you?
Last week we checked out God Told Me To.
God told me to.
In the name of
We featured a good game that Rebecca came up with where we had to guess people's age. And we were all horribly wrong.
Oh my gosh.
And,
That one where
15.
they were 17.
Oh,
I was like, what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sean
Lord of the
Cavender
Rings
expressed
character,
appreciation here. He says Rebecca's games are great every week, but this episode's game was one of her best ever.
Nice.
Aw, that's cool.
Good job,
Thanks.
Rebecca.
What was it? Oh, okay.
My
Such
God.
a dick, Chris.
I'm sorry. I saw the bumper for Cougar Corner. I was like, man, I wish we could do that one again. That's fun. And then
I keep
yeah,
waiting,
sorry.
but it was a one-time thing, I guess. David Black says Spiv's premise hole was great, just like his previous. So, watch out,
Oh
AJ.
shit, AJ. Well, you two are gonna have to fight it like the end of the
Yeah, we're gonna have the premise whole face off here.
Who's gonna be like the karate guy, and who's gonna be just the bar fight kind of guy?
I'll just run at AJ with a grenade.
Yeah, 'cause
We
my
can both
contract says I
die.
can't lose a fight, so.
AJ's sticking fingers places to undo the explosives.
We call this the Texas two-step.
Dave also, we talked about the ark that the people built down
Oh, yeah.
Tennessee.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
He says they also
Oh,
want to
yeah.
build a Tower of Babel attraction.
I don't know what that
If you know
is.
the
Somebody
story,
please
Game
explain
with
to me
just, like,
why
religious
it's bad
things
that humans learned languages and things, and then God said, "You shall not be smart." And then we praise this
Wait, was
bullshit.
God Gandalf?
You
Because that was
reversed-
pretty close.
you reversed
God
it.
off.
God progress.
Shall not pass.
The story, if I remember it correctly, which has been a long time, is that we used to all speak the same language.
Yes, that's what
And
it
then we
was.
built a big
Yeah.
tower to try to get closer to God,
That makes sense.
and he got
Yeah.
upset, knocked it down, and then we all had different languages.
Mm-hmm.
I had to
And
do
then he
something
gave
like
us
that.
the dinosaurs.
Did we have to do something like that in middle school or something? Like build a tower as high as it could be or whatever? Or it was a bridge? We had to build a bridge. That was in high
as
school.
high as it could be.
A bridge.
Yeah, to God. Build a bridge to Jesus.
It's
Yeah,
about,
we do that in
what,
high
3
school.
miles high?
Out of
right?
popsicle sticks, and you're like,
And then the
how much-
teacher got fired.
I need you to make this bridge
Well, it depends
15,000
where
feet
you live,
high.
I guess. Or promoted.
Dave also has some alternate titles. God Told Me to Touch It. A different movie. And The Extraordinary League of Extraordinarily Old-Looking Young Gentlemen.
That's great.
Paul says, God told me to tell you to subscribe and leave an iTunes review.
Nice.
It really helps out the show.
Good.
And Mike DeRosier was happy that he picked a movie for us for a year that we hadn't done yet.
76? Is that what it was? We hadn't done
76.
Okay.
The bicentennial. And he also enjoyed us talking about hairy people in the 70s.
It was fucking hairy, okay? But
Yeah.
Chuck Norris
Coming
was
back,
pretty hairy
guys.
in this,
Watch
too.
out.
Yeah.
Just saying.
A lot of
Check-
chest hair.
Yeah, I
There's
wrote down
bad chest
hairy
hair.
chest as one of my grievances. I have a little bit of hair, but not that much. You would think I would have more for how bearded I am.
We'll keep
But-
But
letting
it
the
wasn't
beard
just
grow
like
down.
his chest. It was,
It was
just
all
like
over.
Just like
Oh.
everywhere.
He
You
had
like
on
the
a
Sean Connery
sweater.
thing going, too.
That's why he was so sweaty. He couldn't take his shirt off.
You have to keep it
Yeah,
oiled
it's like-
with the beer.
Like it's like Velcro, like to his fucking shirt and stuff.
He had so much hair, it like broke his falls in these fight sequences. It's like
Yeah, his
soft
ass
cushion.
is so hairy, so like when he falls on his ass, it's just like I'm on a pillow.
Yeah, well, that does it for our listener feedback from last week.
It's fair.
If you want to fall on a pillow, leave a comment for this movie
That was really good. Good.
on our YouTube next week.
What the hell does that mean?
He doesn't
It's
know.
called an ending, Aaron.
He doesn't know.
Fall
I
on-
only do premises.
Oh God, you want to fall on a pillow? I like it. Keep going. This is great.
I was done. The end. Chris,
Brought it home.
I think it's time.
It is time,
We-
guys. Spin the wheel, and it's not
Yes.
a Patreon wheel, so
And
let's
so
see.
we have to go
We
back
do
to
have-
Let's see
bad.
if we
Patreon
remember what we
bonus
got.
one on?
I saved the Patreon bonus one.
Cool. Oh, look how small this wheel is.
which
Oh,
cover?
little.
Sure.
We only added one movie.
Yes.
I will be here next
All
week.
right,
You guys are
so
gonna hate me.
AJ
Pierce.
requested I added the new Guy Pearce movie, Disturbing the Peace, because it is some hot garbage.
It is surprisingly
It
hot
is some
garbage.
hot garbage. It's got Devin Sawa in it as well.
Oh.
Yeah, it is.
Looking
it is a win,
crusty.
guys.
He's looking a little crusty.
You're gonna love me for this one.
I know, because I thought, yeah. All right, we got Witchcraft 4, which we're all looking forward to.
No.
Virgin Heart.
I like half this wheel.
Outpost Zeta, which is a 70s sci-fi thing, and Riot has Gary Daniels in it. So we're
can't
pretty
go
much
wrong.
good to go here, guys.
Oh, this is a win. Win, win, win.
All right,
we
you
go.
ready? Here we go.
I'm so happy right now.
Disturbing the
That's pretty funny.
Pierce.
This is
Disturbing the Pierce.
amazing. This is amazing.
I'm gonna
You have
be
a
sick
trailer?
the next week.
You're actually gonna like it. This is a new movie.
Yeah,
Okay, guys.
you're gonna like this.
Let's check out the
How
trailer
did we get a
for
new movie
my
on the
goodness.
Disturbing the Peace.
Don't make me shoot your partner.
You're running out of time! 3!
Matt, stand down.
2! 1! You enjoy killing innocent people?
What bet did he lose?
I forgot. I put a filter over this shit to get through the
Yeah.
copyright, and I put it
Yeah.
too dark, so it was hard to see shit. But it's
I
just
don't
Guy
think it made a
Pearce.
big
Yeah,
difference.
it's just
Guy Pearce blowing
explosions
stuff up.
That
Yeah.
trailer
it
made the
looked better
movie
than the
look
footage in the
way
movie.
better. Oh my god, that movie trailer looked good.
Wait, you already
So-
watched this?
AJ, you
We
seen this
started it in.
We watched parts of. We didn't finish it. We started it.
Oh, you said this is terrible. We're turning it
We
off.
thought it was
Let's
going to be a
make the rest of
legit.
the group watch it.
I was going
We
to
gotta
think it
watch
was
this
going to be a
later.
legit movie, and I was shocked.
one?
I was shocked.
Well, there was CGI gunfire there in the trailer, so
Hmm.
It's
That's always a sign of quality.
yeah.
You're gonna love this. I'm telling you, everyone's gonna love this thing.
Yeah, except for you have to rent it if you want to watch it, or if you're one of these people has Stars. Does anyone actually subscribe to Stars?
Ours has their own.
No,
thing?
everyone uses HBO.
I had HBO through Amazon, and then I went to watch it, and the app wouldn't load. And I was like, "What the fuck?" So
Oh,
I
you mean
uninstalled it,
Rob.
and I couldn't reinstall it. I
So do you
googled
still
it.
have it? You pay
Apparently,
for it?
Amazon and HBO are no longer best
Yeah,
friends.
it's only HBO Max now.
Yes, you have to
They're
get HBO
completely
Max,
off
which I
their
didn't
own.
know. So lame.
Try my Comcast box. See what.
Okay,
see what I
wait.
find.
Okay,
Does that
let
mean
me
you
just
have a
wind up
Stars
my
login?
crank radio and see if
Awesome.
I can get World of the Worlds. Oh
You
boy!
probably get this at a red box, Aaron.
Who has
Like
a
a local
goddamn
truck
Stars
stop.
login? Who has a Stars login?
I
Sean
don't.
does.
Sean does.
Sean does.
I don't want to rent this movie for
Share
$4,
Stars with
AJ.
Well, you get the free
$4.
trial, guys.
I
You get the
spent
free
$4
trial of
for Long Wolf
Stars.
McQuade.
Do the free
It's-
trial and then
Free
then
trial.
then
It
cancel
says
it.
99 cents for the first month. It's not even free.
Yeah, do that and cancel.
John actually has Stars,
Keep
for
it in
Christ's
for
sake.
it. Stars. It's awesome.
All right, so that's what we're watching next week. Disturbing the Peace. It's a newer movie from 2019. You might have to start your Stars membership to watch it or rent it for $4. It's ridiculous. But that's what we're doing. Okay? This was a fun time, and we enjoyed the Patreon timber.
A lot of fun.
Thank you if you participated. If you didn't participate, like we said, there's still time to get on that Patreon wheel. Helps out the show. You get access to all the crap. I mean, the good stuff that we're putting out regularly on the Patreon, which is true. We just did the movie watch along on Friday. That was a lot of fun. We'll have a new date coming out for October.
What the hell did we
Watch
watch?
the archive of that. Something at noon. Dead.
Yeah.
Oh, that was a great movie.
Yeah, that was a good
I think
movie.
I was there.
That was a lot of fun.
That you get access to Battlefield Earth, which is the bonus podcast every Monday, covering Battlefield Earth 1 minute at a time. You get access to the pre-show, which is every week as well. 45 to an hour long talk about, I don't know, what we talk about this week?
Dead
Murdering
animals.
Pets, pets,
Dead animals.
It was
Heads is falling
It
off.
was very
It's
weird.
Very
uplifting.
uplifting. Yeah.
And I don't know, is there other stuff?
There's always other stuff.
There's other. Oh, and the Slack. You get on the Slack, which is cool.
That is cool.
That's it. Patreon.com/badmovienight-show. Next week, Disturbing the Peace, guys. It was a fun episode. We will catch you here next time. Goodbye. Oh, and join us live every Monday at 8:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's it. Okay, bye.
Bad Movie Night Podcast. Podcast. hope you enjoy listening to Bad Movie Night.